how are you? This is Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman from the Jewish Executive Learning Network. Today's video, I'd like to respond to a question I received from a subscriber to this YouTube channel. This person who wrote me said that they're Jewish and they're growing in their religious observance, but they live in a part of the United States where there aren't that many other people doing this or living in this way, trying to observe the mitzvahs, the commandments, the Torah, trying to grow in their spirituality. This person's, they say they're in their, I think, college age, or maybe they're a grad student. Somehow they're a student, and they feel a lot of peer pressure to not do what they want to do, and their family doesn't get it and understand. So what can I say? So this is one of the oldest questions in the book, so and I have a lot of them, but not just in the Torah books, but it's one of the oldest questions in the world that comes up. And that is, it's not just in your spiritual life, but any aspect of life. Once you know what you feel, what's the right thing to do, how do you deal with all of the distractions and noise around you, which are not swimming in that direction? You're trying to swim in this direction, and the tide and the current is pushing you in the opposite direction. So every situation has to be understood on its own terms. But the general advice I could give you is this, and this would apply to almost anyone, and that is, the Torah makes it very clear. The Ramchal, Rav Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, speaks about this in Mesilas Yesharim. He says, look, many times it happens in life after a person has recognized the truth of the obligation that's upon them. Now, he's obviously speaking about a person in a spiritual sense, but it could apply, I guess, in a lot of contexts in life. Many times you will be pressured or have influence is brought to bear on you where people will want you to make trespasses on your commitments. It could be certainly, obviously, in your religious observance, but it also could be in other aspects of life, whether it's in your health or what you do or how you spend your time with, so on and so forth. So what do? Number one, first rule is try to get yourself around people who are supportive. Like in 2015, when I'm recording this video, you don't have to even live physically in a place, obviously that's the best, where there's people who are like-minded and want to live with the same kind of values as you. That would be the best, but if you can't physically live with them, try to get yourself around them otherwise, in terms of relationships, resources, phone calls, Skype, go visit other places. That's number one. Number two, you got to put this in your mind, and that is, the Ramchal says this very clearly, you got to be very clear about this. If someone knows with 100% certainty that they stand to profit by doing A, B, or C, if you know that 100%, all of the nonsense, in Yiddish we would say the bubba meises, the nonsense that people say to you that will pull you away from that has to become nothing to you. For example, if you knew with 100% certainty that if you open your store today and someone's going to walk in and they're going to buy your chattel, your thing, for $100,000, and you knew that with 100% certainty, the fact that people around you say, hey, don't go to your store today, that's so silly, that's nonsense, you just ignore them. It means nothing to you. Why? Because if the truth is 1,000% clear to you, and you know you're going to profit thereby, everybody else's comments don't really amass to much in your mind because you know you're 100% clear. So the second thing I can tell you is you got to stay 100% clear as to what you're doing and why you're doing it, because if you're clear on it, you just go do what you have to do. I've seen this many times in my own life. People don't understand. Why was it in my own life I decided to keep kosher or keep Shabbos, or why am I so busy trying to help other people? Why are you so busy trying to help other people? Go do this, go do that. Everybody talks to me this way too. Happens in my professional life, spiritually. It's never ending. You're always going to find people who are negative, don't understand you, don't understand where you want to end up, and the path you're taking to try to get there. So the best thing you could do is put yourself around positive people, people who understand you, put good messages in your mind, try to stay away from the haters and the negative ones, and also try to make sure you remain 100% clear, because when you're 1,000% clear, 110x, you're 1,000% clear, doesn't matter what everybody else says, because you walk around with a certain pride in who you are, what you stand for, and the truth that you represent. Won't matter. The Ramchal, Rav Luzzatto, brings a classic example of this, was David HaMelech, King David. He says in Tehillim, the book of Psalms, he says, Va'adabra ve'edoisecha neged malachim v'lo evoish. Which means, David says, I will speak about your testimonies, God. Meaning, I'm going to speak about your Torah in front of kings, v'lo evoish, and I'm not going to be embarrassed. Why does he say that? There's a tendency that even if you know what's real and what's true, when you're around people who don't understand that, you might want to stay quiet, or you might be embarrassed, or you might lower your standards in order to mix freely with other people. King David was not susceptible to that at all. Even when he would meet other kings and other rulers, phone's ringing in the background, even when he would meet other kings or other rulers, and he might have been tempted to talk about who has more money and who has more soldiers and who has more wives and a bigger kingdom and whatever else, he never went down that road and talked about what they were interested in. What did he do? He stayed talking about God and his commandments. Even in front of the kings. And he wasn't embarrassed, because once you know it's true, you stay on target. Anyway, I hope that was helpful to you. And I hope my phone will stop ringing in the background. This is Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman, the Jewish Executive Learning Network. If you'd like to submit to me your question, simply send me an email, director@jeln.org. Also hope you will subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you will keep my phone ringing with your questions that you'll submit me as well. See you the next time. Bye.